Back in 2022, we took a look at the SwitchBot lock, which I was really impressed with and still use to this day. Now, SwitchBot has released a new smart lock, the SwitchBot Lock Pro. Unlike the SwitchBot lock, the Lock Pro will require you to partially take apart your deadbolt, which we will be going over a little bit later in this video. Take note that while SwitchBot did summon the Lock Pro to take a look at, the thoughts and opinions in this video are my own, without any outside influence, monetary or otherwise. The SwitchBot Lock Pro will be shipping in 4 different configuration options. The first is just the lock at $120 USD. The lock will come with everything you need to install it, including 4 pre-installed AA batteries. The second option is the Lock Pro and a SwitchBot Hub Mini Matter enabled for $150 USD. The third option includes the lock itself and the Keypad Touch for $170 USD. The fourth and final combo includes the Lock Pro, the SwitchBot Hub Mini Matter enabled, and the Keypad Touch for $200 USD. You're also able to buy the non-touch keypad separately if you want to. And if you have the SwitchBot Hub 2, you won't need the Matter-enabled SwitchBot Hub Mini if you're looking for Matter support for your smart home. Just like with the original SwitchBot lock, you'll still be actually using the keyed side of your deadbolt, which means no matter what, you'll be able to unlock your door with your key as if you didn't have a smart lock. On top of the ability to use your regular key, the SwitchBot App, SwitchBot NFC tags, or a SwitchBot Keypad to interact with your door, there is also a widget available for both iOS and Android. And if you have an Apple or Android watch, you can use that as well to unlock your door. If you have a SwitchBot Hub, you can add the lock into smart home voice assistants such as Google Home. Unlock the Lock Pro.
Can I have your PIN?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sure, unlocking the Lock Pro.
Or with other home automation solutions, such as If This Then That or even SmartThings. The SwitchBot Lock Pro can work on single deadbolt doors and can also work on rim cylinder and Mortise style lock, but you need to contact SwitchBot first for proper verification. Also take note of distance requirements as well depending on how your door opens. The SwitchBot Pro operates on 4 AA batteries that are rated to last about 9 months. And SwitchBot does plan to release rechargeable batteries later this year. They will be hot swappable, allowing for continuous use of your lock. Installation of the lock is pretty straightforward, and if you plan on using my video for installation instructions, make sure to watch through everything first before attempting. First, make sure to lay out all of the parts for the SwitchBot Lock Pro. This will ensure you don't find out you're missing something halfway through installation. Next, utilize the included holding tape to hold the key side of your deadbolt into the door. I recommend cutting it in half in case you need to use it in the future. Just make sure that half is enough to hold the deadbolt in place. Next, remove the 2 screws on the inside of the deadbolt. Then remove the inside section of the deadbolt. You should see the extension of the lock cylinder sticking out. After, compare the bolts you removed from the deadbolt with the 2 pairs of longer bolts included with the SwitchBot Lock Pro. You'll want to pick the pair that matches as closely as possible to the original bolts. Next, put the back plate over the exposed side of your deadbolt. Then, use the 2 bolts you selected to screw in the back plate and secure it to your deadbolt. Make sure that the back plate is straight, as this will determine how the Lock Pro sits on your door. After, determine which adapter is the best fit for your deadbolt of the 3 included adapters. It should be able to fully lock and unlock your deadbolt without slipping. Once you have the correct adapter, place it onto the deadbolt. And then line up the adapter so that it fits securely inside the SwitchBot Lock Pro as you fully place it onto the backplate. Verify that the Lock Pro can lock and unlock the deadbolt. With the Lock Pro seated on the base, we will install the 4 hex screws on the sides. There will be 2 screws on each side. To make your life easier, open your door so you can get a better angle. Take note that if your door has a design that sticks out like mine, you may have some issues getting all of the screws in. The SwitchBot Lock Pro does stay on with just 2 screws on the one side, but for the most secure installation, you want to have all 4 installed. You'll need to mount the magnet to the door frame, so that way the lock can tell if the door is opened or not. For me, I already have a magnet in place, so I will just be using that one. Now that the SwitchBot Lock Pro is installed, let's onboard it within the SwitchBot app. If you haven't already, open up the SwitchBot app, and click on the plus sign on the top right hand side of the screen. From the drop-down, click on Add Device. Next, scroll down to Security and click on Lock Pro. After, remove the front lid of the SwitchBot Lock Pro and remove the Battery Isolation tab. Once the front of the Lock Pro is flashing blue, click on Connect within the SwitchBot app. The app will then connect to the lock, and you should be prompted to update the firmware of the lock. For this part, you'll want to have your phone near the Lock Pro. When ready, click on Update. The update will take several minutes depending on your internet speed. After the upgrade is finished, you'll be prompted to name your Lock Pro and assign it to a SwitchBot room. Clicking on Next will bring you to a screen asking if you want to enable cloud services. For this to be possible, you do need a SwitchBot hub set up. With cloud services, you'll be able to control the device remotely with just an internet connection, and share it with other smart home platforms such as Google Home or SmartThings. After your decision is made, you'll be presented with two options. The first is if you already installed the SwitchBot Lock Pro, and the second is to see the installation guide. If you already have the lock installed, click on Already Installed. Otherwise, you want to go through the installation guide to get it installed. Next will be to calibrate the Lock Pro. Calibration is just a few steps and will only take a few moments if everything is installed correctly. Once calibration and testing is all done, you'll be presented with the SwitchBot Lock Pro within the SwitchBot app. From the main page of the SwitchBot Lock Pro, you'll get some basic information such as door state, if it's connected to the cloud, battery life, and if the door is locked or unlocked. You'll also be able to pair and interact with the keypad and SwitchBot remote. Clicking on the cog will bring you to the settings for the Lock Pro. Basic settings allow you to enable or disable the indicator light, sound, and remote unlock reconfirm. Quick Key allows for you to control what pushing the dial on the SwitchBot Lock Pro does. If enabled, you can choose if it will lock or unlock the door, or just one of those actions. You'll also be able to set if the action takes place with a single press or require a double press. Under Alarms, you can set it if there will be notification if the door is left ajar or unlocked. Auto Lock will lock the door after it has been closed for a set amount of time. You can also enable Relock, which will lock the door after it's been unlocked for a set amount of time, no matter if the door was opened or not. Enabling Pause Auto Lock will allow for you to double press the Quick Key dial 2 times to temporarily disable the Auto Lock feature. Recalibrate is where you would go if the lock isn't functioning properly and you want to reset it up. NFC allows for you to set if scanning the SwitchBot NFC tag will lock or unlock the SwitchBot Lock Pro. If you want to use NFC tags on a keypad, this is set up elsewhere. Adding one of the SwitchBot keypads to your home allows for additional unlocking options for your SwitchBot Lock Pro. The keypad comes with 2 different ways to mount it. The first is with a 3M double-sided pad. This allows for you to attach it to pretty much anywhere you want. The second way is with mounting screws, which is a more secure placement. A bonus third mounting option, which is not included, is to use some sort of museum putty. This should only be used in a situation where you know there is not a chance for your keypad to be stolen and it will not be outside. Utilizing the keypad allows for different passcodes, including temporary passcodes. Having the keypad also allows for using NFC-like cards that can be used to quickly unlock your door. I'll have a link in the description below for a more in-depth look at the SwitchBot keypad. If you include the 3 different ways to unlock the lock with the Keypad Touch, you can unlock the SwitchBot Lock Pro 15 different ways. Some of my favorite ways to unlock the Lock Pro are with my fingerprint, with an NFC key tag on my keyring, right from my Android watch, and of course with my regular house key. Overall, I've been very impressed with the SwitchBot Lock Pro. If you have the original SwitchBot lock, I don't necessarily see a need to upgrade, unless you wanted the extra expected battery life, or if you really just like the look of the Pro better. But if you are looking to get a smart lock for the first time, and want to keep the look of the original Deadbolt on the outside of your door, the SwitchBot Lock Pro is a great option to consider. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy automating.